and this is my Sims 3 preview. Right, so as you can see, this is my house. This is my Sims just working around, I suppose you could say. They've both got the day off work today. The house is basic for what they need. There aren't many items in Sims 3 without the expansions, unfortunately. If you're used to Sims 2 with all the expansions, you'll notice quite a difference. My Sim is cooking. He's a perfectionist, so he takes quite a lot longer, but when he finishes cooking he gets a high quality meal, which provides a bonus to the Sim's mood. As you can see, here are some of the chat options. There aren't as many as Sims 2 with all the expansions, but there's still a fair amount, and some are specific to traits. We've got all the normal romantic ones, friendly ones, jokes, etc, etc. Traits play a large part in the chat options. As you can see there are different ones you can choose. The house itself is just rather basic. It's what my Sims need, but it's nothing more than that. Moving into the object mode now, and I'll show you how the object moving works, because as you should know, the squares that you can see, the grid is not needed. You can move objects around completely freely, as I'll demonstrate now. Just hold down Alt, you can move it around freely, place it where you want. Same with the rotating. Pick it back up and in any rotation, move it to where you want. You can snap it back to the grid too. And it's the same outside. Some objects do have to abide by the grid, such as walls and doors, but others don't, so you don't really need that. And another useful feature is the wall editing that's been added. For example, you can, instead of having to delete a wall and remake it, you can simply use this and push forward and push back. Wall moves with all the wallpaper and items attached to it. Unfortunately, the shading doesn't quite work until you've finished rendering it, which I don't want to spend these poor Sims cash on a wall that doesn't need to be expanded. I'll show you with it built up. Works nicely as a nice feature. Anything attached to wall moves, and so does the wallpaper. This is my vegetable garden. My Sim here is in the science career, which unusually requires a lot of gardening skills. So, moving over to the main city now, the town of Pleasant View as it's called. As you can see, you can move around freely, zoom into where you wish in the town, and have a look around. It's got the improved graphics for Sims 3. Unfortunately, as I was using Fraps to record this, it's put quite a strain on my system performance. That said, I'm running everything on the absolute maximum. It's 1680 by 1050 resolution. Going back to the house nice and quickly. No loading screens, as you can see, and your Sims carry on living their lives as if nothing's happened, regardless of what you're doing in the town. As you can see, painting the outside of my house wasn't on my priority list. Creating lots is a bit more difficult, as they come pre-built with Pleasant View until you use the lot editor, which is a separate application that comes with the game. Looking at the Sims panels, you've got friends, your career panel, your stats and skills, your inventory. You've got your mobile phone in there too, so you don't need a house phone. You've got some opportunities here which you can do to get pay rises, etc., and some aspiration points, or the equivalent of them, and as you can see, you can get bonuses with that. Then we've got the Sim needs, which there are two less. Now we're going to go out and have a look at the Create a Sim mode, which has quite a few notable changes. So back on the main town view, nice and easy, and then you're going to create a Sim. Again, excuse the loading times, for my system performance isn't apt at the moment. Here's your Sim. It's roughly a similar interface. You can mess around with the face. You can click on the part of the body you want to edit instead of having to move up and down. Same usual options. You can use templates or adjust things as you wish there. Hairstyles, there are a limited amount of them. As you see, there aren't really that many. But I'll show you what you can do with highlights, which is a new feature they brought in. So here we go. That is the principal hair colour, and then you can make it blue. And then you can see you've got a highlighting of that colour and another highlight, 3 highlights after the main colour. You can see you've got a multicoloured Sim. We'll leave that as it is for now. You can see here, I'll show you how you can change the body and colours of the Sim. Instead of the 4 skin tones, you've now got a huge amount of them. Same with body fat and muscle. Just drag a slider, which edit it. It's just quite nice. We've got the teen and young adult modes in this, just like you do in Sims 2 University. We kept them in. I'll show you some of the clothing options now. If you put on a top, for example, we've got some great improvements here. For example, you've got this new panel you can use to custom create any item of clothing. For example, you can just add any kind of template of texture you wish onto the clothes. The better clothing has more textures you can edit, up to 4, and then another 4 colours in each of those 4. So essentially you've got 16 colours you can edit per item of clothing. So even here you can put fabrics. Go over to one of the other ones, leather for example. So this kind of snakeskin leather, you can change the colour of that to anything we want. So kind of a blue colour, dark blue maybe. A more detailed piece of clothing such as this one for example will allow you to edit much more options, such as the colour of the jacket, the buttons, or even the checkered shirt. Have multicolours there. You could make a whole new pattern on it if you wished. Which is a nice feature compared to Sims 2, because unfortunately the clothing options are quite limited too, though I imagine that will be fixed in the expansions as usual with EA. Looking at some of the traits, it's one of my favourite parts. The traits basically make your sim who they are, their personality. There's quite a list of them, and so there should be, which is good. So you can personalise your sim so he's quite individual in his character. We'll add a few traits, just some random ones at the top here. So we can have a look at the lifetime wish. You get to choose 5 depending on the traits you've chosen. They all require different things to achieve. It adds a bit of individuality and something to aspire for while you're playing. You can change your favourite food here, your favourite music, and also your favourite colour. Choose whatever you want. It doesn't make a major difference except chat options in game. Same with your voice tone here. That makes absolutely no difference really as far as I know. 3 different tones and you can adjust the pitch. So, thank you for watching. I'm Warlord Aaron, and enjoy Sims 3.